Thanks, how we're here. I'm Third Movement, bringing the video to you guys. Let's give a quick word of prayer. Father God, put your hands on me, Father God, as I go into your word, Father God. Please let me be able to teach the way you want me to teach. Holy Spirit, come in right now and take over. Let the people hear what you want them to hear. Let me speak what you want me to speak. I am only one to be obedient to you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, it says, but you obviously know we're in chapter 20 right now of Samuel. Go check out the other Bible studies we've done on David so far. We started at, I believe, 16, and we're on chapter 20. So we got a few ways to go, but I'm really enjoying this. All right, chapter 20. And David fled from north in Ramah. And came and said before Jonathan, what have I done? What is my iniquity, and what is my sin before thy father, that he seeketh my life? If you don't already know, David was on the run from Samuel in the last chapter. Samuel, ever since David slew Goliath, the people started saying, Saul killed 1,000 men, but David killed 10,000, and that really roughed Saul. Saul really didn't like that, so Saul got this thing where he hate David, but at the same time it's looking like he needed, because every time David go into battle, he seemed to be successful, and also Saul knows that David is chosen by God, so he knows there's nothing that he really can do against David. But he just have this thing for David, and you can see it play out through the scriptures. So that's where we at right now. Now we're in verse 2, and it says, and he said unto him, God forbid, thou shalt not die before my father will do anything, neither great or small, but that he will show it me. And why should my father hide this thing from me? It is not so. And David swore moreover and said, thy father certainly know that I have found grace in thy eyes. And he said, let not Jonathan know this, lest he be grieving. But truly as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and death. Then said Jonathan unto David, whatsoever thy soul desires, I will even do it for thee. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. Remember, and I kind of just want to bring this. Remember, David and Jonathan has a strong friendship, a bond of brothers. They made a covenant with each other to love each other, not in a homosexual way, but in a way of brotherly love. You see a strong kindred of friendship. A strong kindred of friendship between these two, and you can see that being ordained by God, because Jonathan is the son of Saul, and he's really in the past few chapters done everything he can to help that relation, or help mend that relationship. Well, not even, I ain't gonna say men, but help defend David, or save David from his father with that friendship. Then also David's wife, Michal, which was given to him by Saul after he killed Goliath or whatever. She does everything she can too as well. So it's like inside of Saul's house, he has his daughter and son working, helping David against his own anger. So that's where we at. And we're in verse 5. And David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I shall not fail to sit with the king at meat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the fields until the third day at evening. If thy father at all misses me, then say, David earnestly asked leave for of he might go to Bethel his city, for there is a yearly sacrifice that their family for their family. If he say thus, it is well. Thy servant shall have peace. But if he be wroth, then be sure that evil is determined by him. Therefore thou shalt deal kindly with thy servant, for thou hast brought thy servant into a covenant of the Lord with thee. Notwithstanding, if there be in me any iniquity, slay me thyself. For that's awesome. For why shouldest thou bring me to thy father? All right, so that this right here was just saying, David was saying he wants to see if Saul really have evil. He's trying to prove Jonathan that Saul really have evil in him. He said, I'm going to go hide in the field over basically a holiday. And in their time, the holiday, the new moon, they go and keep the feast, especially a person like David, who's a general, who's big time, close to the king. He should be at the table. But David said, I'm not going to be at the table. If he said, okay, I'm going to go with my family, we have to do this sacrifice, because sacrifices was big then. It was huge. And so he was like, I'm going to do the sacrifice for my family. If the king be like, okay, that's cool, he went, that's fine. But if he got mad at it, that means that he wanted to kill him. So he was proving to Jonathan that your father, you're gonna tell him not if your father wanted to kill me. Then David goes back and show you guys the covenant that he have with David. He said that we have a covenant before the Father, that we look out after each other. He said, keep me accountable. He said, if you see an iniquity in me, you kill me. That's the covenant that they have with each other, not no homosexual covenant. And the reason why I keep bringing that up is because a lot of times the people that are in the church that want to be pro-homosexual, they will use this David and Jonathan relationship, and it's just not it's just not so. It shows that they're reaching for something. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm at 9. And Jonathan said, far be it from thee, for if I knew certainly that evil were determined by my father, come upon, hold on a second. If I knew that evil were determined by my father to come upon thee, then would not I tell thee? Then David said to Jonathan, who shall tell me? Or what if thy father answered thee roughly? And Jonathan said unto David, come, let us go out into the fields. And they went both out into the fields. And Jonathan said to David, O Lord God of Israel, when I have surrounded my father by about tomorrow, any time or the third day, and behold, if there be good towards David, and I sin not unto thee, and show thee, the Lord do so and much more today unto Jonathan. But if it please my father to do evil, then I will show it to thee, and send thee away, that thou mayest go in peace, and the Lord be with thee, as he hath been with my father. And we're in 14. And thou shalt not only while yet I live show me the kindness of the Lord, and that I may die not. But also thou shalt not cut off thy kindness from my house forever. No, not when the Lord hath cut off thy enemy, the David, everyone from thy face of the earth. So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, Let the Lord even require it at the hands of David's enemies. And Jonathan caused David to swear again, because he loved him, for he loved him as he loved his own soul. So we're gonna stop. So check it out. So what's going on now is Jonathan saying, okay, he praying a prayer to God, say, okay, I want to bring our houses together, because Jonathan knows that it's gonna be some trouble if his father does something to David. He's gonna have the anger of the Lord. He's gonna have the anger of the Lord of hosts against him. So he's saying, you know what, we're gonna make a covenant right now, because if his father come against David, that's gonna be a bad thing for his whole household. He knows that. So he said he's gonna do everything he can. And this is kind of like Jonathan stepping in the midst of stepping in. This is like Jonathan. I'm trying to think of the word that I want to use. This is like Jonathan trying to cover his father against the Lord. It's a better word I want to use, I just can't think of it right now. But this is Jonathan trying to cover his father, saying, you know what, maybe I need to do this for hindsight. This would be hindsight. This would be better hindsight. Kind of like how Job was with his kids. When his kids would go out and party, Job would be standing in the line of prayer for them. He'd be fasting. He'd be sacrificing stuff for them. So this is what kind of like what Jonathan is doing. Then it says that Jonathan loved David as his own soul. I just did a video. I don't know if it's gonna come before it after this one, but we're talking about the law of love of loving each other, to the point where even the thing that afflict them, we take upon it. We get into it, and that's what you see with David and Jonathan, that brotherly love, because they loved each other, not from a standpoint of nothing nasty or disobedience to God, but from the standpoint of what we should be with each other. You're talking about a friendship here, and so David and Jonathan makes a covenant right there. Then it says in 18. When 18 says 18, then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the new moon, and thou shalt be missed, because thy seat will be empty. And when thou hast stayed 3 days, then thou shalt go down quickly and come to the place where thou didst hide thyself, when the business was in hand, and shall remain by the stone Ezel 20. And I stood 3 hours, and I would shoot 3 arrows on the side thereof, as thy eye shot at a mark. And behold, I would send a lad to saying, Go find the arrows. And if I expressly say unto the lad, behold, the arrows are out on the side of thee, take them, then come thou, for there is peace to thee, and no hurt, as the Lord liveth. But if I say thus unto the young man, behold, the arrows are beyond thee, go away, go thy way, for the Lord hath sent thee away. All right, so we're gonna break this more down in the next video. I'm running out of tape, but we're gonna see what happened. We're gonna leave off at 22, and we're gonna finish the rest of this story, this chapter. See if David's gonna be welcomed back to Saul, or Saul is gonna put him in danger. We need to be more like Jonathan, man. We really need to be more like Jonathan, where we want to try to help each other and pray for each other. Even if our family don't like him, we still should be loving people. The Lakeside Third Movement, please like, subscribe, comment for community, and go on to the next video. It'll be 1 Samuel chapter 20 part 2, and we'll finish it there. The Lakeside Third Movement, God bless.